Now, the first character that we looked at on this faith journey was a fellow by the name of Joshua. You will remember that Joshua had faith enough to ask God to make the sun stand still and don't let the sun move in order that he might complete in one day what should have taken several days to complete. Don't forget that now. He said to God, God, I need a little more time. I need for you to make the sun stand still. Touch your neighbor and tell him that's some kind of faith. Then the next person that we looked at was that politically powerful and religiously relevant synagogue leader by the name of Jairus. The Bible records that his little girl was at the point of death, and he had every reason to prepare for the worst. I'm talking about, y'all, this little girl was in bad shape. I'm talking about N.J. Ford, E.H. Ford, Joe Ford bad shape. Are y'all praying with me? There was nothing left to do but put on black and start to cry. That's the kind of shape that this little girl was in. But without regard for his power, his position, or public opinion, he declared, Jesus, if you put your hands on her, I know my baby will live. Let me ask you early in the sermon, is there anybody here that believes that one touch from the Lord will make a difference? It doesn't make a difference how bad it is, how long it's been bad, how difficult it may seem. If the Lord will just put his hands on it, it will be all right. I believe that's what the old church had in mind when they used to testify that bright early this morning he touched me with a finger of divine love. Anybody glad that the Lord touched you today? I wish I had some help in here. So now watch this, and watch it now. In today's text, we find another example of what we're calling audacious faith. Now, whenever you read this story in its entirety, you will discover that the occasion that brings us to our preaching text is the hospitality of this woman and her husband. Now, the Bible says that she and her husband have developed a very close relationship with the man of God by the name of Elisha. It was during his travel that Elisha would stop by their home and find both room and board. Are y'all praying with me? Now, they were not the type of people, you know, when you got company coming over, you try to clean out a room or you make the kids sleep on the couch so somebody can have their room. It was not that kind of situation. This husband and wife declared that, listen, we don't want Elijah to have to wait. We don't want to have to move anything around. We want a place that's dedicated specifically for Elijah. So even in a time when resources were few and far between, they managed to set aside enough money to build a little room on their house for Elijah, so that whenever he was coming through town, he did not have to worry about where he was going to stay or where he was going to eat. He always had some room at their house. Are y'all praying for me? And as a result of their incredible kindness and hospitality, Elijah decides that he wants to bless them because they've been a blessing to him. Let me pause right here. A lot of us, we no longer desire to be blessings to people because we think we come up short. Well, the text has been tailored to teach, whenever you've been a blessing to somebody else, somebody will be a blessing to you. I wish I had somebody. You can never be a blessing to somebody else and God not move on the heart of somebody to be a blessing to you. The Bible says that because of her faithfulness, God opens her womb, blesses her womb, gives her fruit in the womb, and the child grows up and dies. Woman gets a son from an older husband that she never expected to get one from. Now that the child is dead, the husband is probably too old to give her another one. If the husband dies and now she ain't got no child, she's probably in jeopardy because she cannot inherit property. When the husband asks her, baby, what's the problem? Why are you going to see the man of God? She says, it is well. She said, all I need is a donkey and a fast driver, and it will be all right. When Elijah sees her coming, he says to Gehazi, go meet the woman, ask her 3 questions. Ask her how she's doing, ask her how the husband doing, ask her how the baby doing. He asks all 3 questions, and she says, it is well. Touch your neighbor and say, that's a different kind of faith right there. That's a different kind of faith right there, to be able to say, it is well. Opens up her mouth and says, it is well. Now, somebody about to be blessed by the revelation. Watch this now. Because you got some things going on in your life. You ain't got to say amen, just look amen. You got some things going on in your life that you don't like. You've got some situations that have got you down. There are some people that are working your nerves. You're trying to come to church to hear the word, trying to build your faith. But right now, when you consider all that you're facing, all that you're going through, all that you're dealing with, it's hard to say it's all right, let alone say it is well. Well, let me help you understand what the woman understood. She understood that if God blessed me when I didn't deserve it, if God gave it to me when I wasn't looking for it, if God fixed it when I didn't think it would happen, if God did it when it looked impossible, there is no way I'm giving up on God. God right now. Because, baby, this thing ain't over. If there anybody knows it doesn't matter how it looks, it's not over until God said it's over. I just stopped by to encourage somebody today. If God gave it to you when you didn't deserve it, if God gave it to you when you weren't looking for it, if God gave it to you when folks say you couldn't have it, don't you know he is the same God that is able to fix whatever is broken? Throw your head back and shout, it ain't over. The text says that the boy dies, and she takes him to the man of God. Don't miss this now. She took him to the man of God. Listen, she didn't take him to Edgar Miller, Ed Ford, Harold Ford, Joe Ford, Ophelia Ford, no other Ford. I wish I had somebody. She takes him to the man of God and lays him on the bed. Don't miss this now. Here come your word if you get it. This boy is dead. But she did not take him to the funeral home. She did not take him to the med. She did not take him to St. Francis. She took this boy to the man of God. Are you ready for it? What you cannot handle, you got to learn how to hand it over. I wish I had something. Before the boy died, she was still in a position to fix it for herself. She was still able to do what so many mothers do when a child is sick. She was able to rock him, to comfort him, maybe give him an aspirin, put a cold compress on his head, stroke his hair and say it's going to be all right, pray for him and all of that kind of good stuff. But when the boy dies, she's got to face the fact that she can't fix it. I wish I had somebody. And that's a hard place, saints of God, when you come face to face with the reality that there are some things that you cannot fix. But here it is. You are never really ready to activate your faith until you've encountered something that you cannot fix. I wish I had somebody.